Then put your little hand in mine. There ain't no hill or mountain we can't climb, babe. I've got you, babe. I've got you, babe. Okay, campers, rise and shine. Don't forget your booties, because it's cold out there today.
Cold out there every day. What is this, Miami Beach?
Not hardly, and you expect hazardous travel out there. What with that blizzard thing?
That blizzard thing. Oh, yes, well, I've got the National Weather Report right here. This is going to be a big blizzard thing.
Yes, it does, and you know what makes today especially interesting?
Especially cold.
Yes, especially cold. Is the question on everybody's lips.
They're chapped lips.
Yes, they're chapped lips. Will Phil come out and see his shadow?
Punxsutawney Phil.
That's right, Woodchuck Chuckers. You're listening to
Groundcast Day. A Groundhog Day podcast.
We go and check your hog out there.
Mm-hmm.
It's not shake. I was watching it earlier.
Said check your hog?
Yeah, check your hog out there.
What does that mean, check your hog?
I have no idea. I was watching, as I do, with the subtitles on, and I noticed I was paying close attention to it, because every time I go, shake your hog out there, something fell off, so I'm like, I've seen this movie too many times. In fact, I may have seen this movie 43 times as of this recording.
Wow.
If not more.
This is episode 43, by the way.
This is episode 43. I'm Randy. His Bobby.
Yeah, it's October 5th, 2019. Donald Trump's still in office.
For how long? Who knows?
Yeah, for once this podcast might actually outlast him. It's not, it's not a great chance, but there's a slight chance it'll outlast him.
I mean, he's literally telling people his impeachable offenses now.
Yep.
On Twitter.
Yep. And on camera.
And on camera.
But that's enough politics, so that's just to let you know where we are.
Yes, just to let you know where we are in history.
Mm-hmm.
Making history, watching this movie 43 times.
When you, Redditor, find this in like 5 years and decide to do a massive marathon of the whole thing. Yes.
Wow. So, I guess I'll just roll into how my viewing of this was when I watched it.
Yeah.
I'm just going to blow this out there, people. We had to miss last week. I was drugged out. He was asleep.
I was drunk.
I had back issues. They had me on opioids all week.
Now I wish I came over because I could have had opioid Randy talk about the movie.
So, my viewing for this one last week was a little hazy. not a lot, because it doesn't affect me that much, because I was at the phase where I was tapering off the medication. But the movie did not make an impact on me. I watched it at my usual time, waiting for you. I watched it at normal speed with subtitles on. And I enjoyed myself overall. Your viewing?
I started it on Saturday, and then I got drunk and I fell asleep, and then I continued it on Sunday, and then I did not finish it, and I think I finished it Monday.
It took you 3 days to do it.
I think it took me 3 days to watch this movie. And
yeah,
I wrote a whole bunch of notes for you.
3 days worth of notes.
Mm-hmm.
I almost feel like he kept going back to the beginning of the film for some reason and watching it from the beginning.
I don't know what. Maybe I forgot where I left off.
Because it's like his notes jump around really weirdly for a good period of time.
I'm trying to figure out what happened there. Maybe some of it might have to do with the fact that I was editing the previous episode. And so maybe I was talking about the end of the movie, then I went back to rewatching it and started back at the beginning again.
So let's start off, since we finally finished the big list that we had from episodes and episodes ago.
Schindler's List.
Let's start with, why does Larry drop Rita off first if Larry and Rita are staying at the same hotel?
Yeah, it makes no sense. It was just literally there. It seems like it was just there to make a joke, right? Because Phil was at the bed and breakfast, and Larry and Rita are both staying at the Pennsylvanian. Shouldn't they have dropped off Phil?
Now, bear with me. We looked at, many, many moons ago, the map.
Yep.
And it looks like the route they took into town towards where the Pennsylvanian should be located would have been on the way in. So he may have been dropping her off so she could check in and get the keys and everything like that and drop off all the things. Because it doesn't look like he just gives her luggage. I think he gave all the luggage.
Oh man, I have to watch it again and see that.
Yeah, because it looked like there was more stuff he was taking out of the car out of the van, other than just her stuff. So it's like, and they're only planning on one night, so it's like it looks like there's more stuff. So I think she's just checking in with all the luggage because it's on the way. Because as we know, on foot, it's 10 minutes roughly or more, thanks to that episode with the map.
In real life.
But
let's talk about next. We're going to talk about the movie time it takes him to get there.
So no, I'm still going on that. So.
Okay, that explains it. Thanks.
Yeah, that's it. It's just that it's the way in. So what were you about to say?
I was just going to say, and one of my other points I think coming up is that it seems to take a rather inordinate amount of time for Phil to get to that fucking square. Because every single time he gets there, Rita's like, she's like, what did she say? What took you so long?
Well, maybe because he didn't get a ride in like everybody else. Well, let's see. Let's look at accounting for time here. He has to wake up, right?
6 a.m.
6 a.m. So it takes him, what, roughly an hour and 20 minutes, and you also got to remember movie time is different, so that it usually moves at double speed.
Yeah, keeping in mind the Groundhog comes out at 7:20 a.m., so he must get there like 2 minutes, like 7:18 or so.
No, movie time, so it's like time moves more fluid in film. So let's say he gets there like 7:10, 7:15, like right before he has to go on.
So it took him like an hour.
So
plus.
that was getting up, getting dressed, making sure he was shaved, making sure that his hair was elegantly disheveled as he likes to have it because it's Bill Murray. Making sure his teeth are brushed.
His face is hideously pasty.
So making sure he's all ready. So there is some time there for getting ready. So let's say he's getting himself ready. He has to be his own makeup person. Let's give him about 20 minutes, maybe half an hour just on that.
Right.
So,
because he doesn't shower, we know he bathed the night before.
He bathed the night. Actually, we don't know that we never know. He may have jumped in really quickly.
Mm-hmm. Yeah,
maybe he likes a double shower. You know what I mean?
Well, we don't see it, but we know that his shower is not in the same room as his hotel room, and we know that he just walks out of his room and runs into hallway ghosts. So I don't think he showers in the morning.
Yeah, and then we also know that. So he's not getting breakfast, but he leaves, and then he gets accosted by multiple people, or he accosts other people. Mm-hmm. So he's like, hallway ghost, that eats up time, movie time, let's say 5 minutes, instead of the 2 that we're seeing. Maybe a little bit more. Yeah, Mrs. Lancaster, that eats up a couple of minutes. And then finally, the walk there, with the Ned. Meeting up, brief, couple of second meet up with the homeless guy, follow it up by
Ned Ryerson.
Ned Ryerson.
Ned Ryerson?
He is a time sink. You have to get past that mid-boss before he can face off against the final boss of Rita and the Groundhog. So he has to get past him and his single premium life in order to get back.
So yeah, you're just saying it's just like that's all extended, except it was just shortened for us, the audience.
Pretty much.
Okay.
Then you.
But I'm saying it was I'm saying either they gave him quite a walk to get there, or like I said, I don't know what the heck took Phil that long.
Well, I don't remember if I talked about it on the map episode. The route he takes to get there, because based on where he comes out and runs into Ned, he actually takes a longer way there.
Well, there you go.
Yep.
You heard it there.
Go look at maps of Woodstock, Pennsylvania. As they did
Woodstock, Illinois.
Woodstock, Illinois. Yeah. And
not Punxsutawney, Pennsylvania.
Make your own decision.
They did not give them good tourism money, movie production money. I mean,
Rita mentions a Groundhog dinner. Was that the one Bustard was choking at?
Yep.
I almost called him Bastard, but I changed it to Bustard.
Because, as you know, in the final time before the party, when we see Phil rescuing Guy at restaurant, aka Buster, from choking with the Heimlich maneuver. He's sitting at a restaurant with his family, and then there's like a bunch of other people there.
Packed restaurant.
At a packed restaurant, and then he goes, but it doesn't look like it's at the Pennsylvanian. I mean, maybe it is, but it doesn't look like it.
Well, it doesn't look like the Pennsylvanian has a restaurant part of it. Because they have a ballroom, it looks like a nice auditorium type.
Yep.
What do you call it? What would you call it? Like a
it's
hall?
like a big ball. It's like a big dance hall.
A dance hall. Thank you. I couldn't remember what I was looking for here.
You know that thing.
So that big thing where you dance in a
big,
hall.
Yeah.
It looks like they have a big one of those, but no restaurant, just a bar.
Because like there's the bar area, but it doesn't look like the same as the as the restaurant that he's dining in.
So it's either it's off of there, and we're supposed to assume it's off on the other side, but I think that might be the dinner prior to the ball.
Yeah, because it's so weird because we said, like, she says it on the first day, we're going to the Groundhog dinner, and then it's never brought up again. So I said maybe that was the same dinner. Buster was there, I mean, so it kind of looks like it, but
that was my feeling.
It felt like it wasn't connected well together.
Well, because we get the one reference, we get the one sight of Buster eating. So if they credited him as man at restaurant, was that initially supposed to be him?
That wasn't what he's credited as. That was just what some idiot on IMDb said, I believe.
True. I was thinking maybe somebody had a script and it's just his man in a restaurant. Was it actually him? But
It was him. So,
more from Robert. I was napping earlier. Yes, we get that. What time does the piano teacher get home from the Groundhog Festival?
Yeah.
I don't think she parties down the entire day. I think she goes there for the initial festival first thing in the morning, and then once the festivities, when everybody starts leaving, using the time frame they have in here, when they bring the groundhog back to the van and everybody's starting to disperse.
So 7:20 is when the hog is pulled out.
Yeah.
When they get their hog out there.
Check their hog out there.
And then, so it must be like 7:30 or so everybody leaves?
Yep.
Okay.
No, a little bit longer because there's festivities. But... So shortly after that, we know that Buster and the gang leave with the groundhog. Mm-hmm. So and everybody starts to take down. So everybody's not staying in that square. Everybody's starting to leave now.
Mm-hmm.
So let's say by 9 o'clock, depending on how long all the festivities are. It's like let's say 8, 9 o'clock.
So that girl was there for an appointment about 9, 10 o'clock in the morning.
Could even have been in the afternoon because if you think about his busy day, because he's not just. I don't think he's just doing nothing but playing the piano that day. I think he's doing other things. Because there has to be some point in that montage between him learning the piano. He's ice sculpting. He's doing all these different things. Which we learn a lot about later on in something else outside of the thing.
I don't think he ice sculpts that day until the nighttime.
I know, but he learns. He
already has the skill.
He learns. Because remember, there's like... That whole scene is like... Oh, hi, Rita, and his ice sculpting and his there, and Rita turns to Larry, he's like, did you know he could do this? So
but that was a different day, though, Randy.
I know, but it's all in that montage, so it's all during the things of his learning. So he's doing different things in a day, as well as learning the town, because he has to learn the clockwork nature of the town. You're right,
he does do piano training on his last day, so there you go.
Yeah, so maybe he only does a couple of hours each day.
All right.
I don't mean to steamroll you on that, but I'm just saying.
No, let's go through them. What's next?
Where have you been? I don't know, Rita. You booked me at a bed and breakfast that's an hour walk from here.
Yeah, we just went through that.
I feel like everybody acts like weather prediction is 100%.
Oh, yeah! So in this movie...
But you said the blizzard wasn't going to hit.
Yeah, everybody in this movie acts like Phil's prediction was 100% thing. But you said the blizzard was gonna hit here. It's 1993. He's a TV weatherman. You guys are acting like he must be 100% accurate. Come on.
This is my favorite thing, Bobby, that you have ever written. Even more so than she has no name, Daryl. That was just not a misspelling, just a bad handwriting. Why does Phil eating make Rita so angry? He can do whatever he wants with his body.
Yeah. So in the scene...
Does she not want him getting fat because she's already considering him as boyfriend even with their limited interaction?
Yeah, so on, I think it's... I'm not sure what day it is. It could be... It's after day 3, though. Maybe it's day 4. When Phil is...
Day 1 is the...
Yeah.
Real time. Day 2 is the... Deja vu day. Day 3 is there's something wrong.
Day 3 is Larry.
Day 4 is the... Oh wait, no. Day 3 something's wrong is also the Ralph and Gus.
Day 3 is Ralph and Gus. Yeah.
It's day 4.
So on day 4, as far as we see, when he's sitting at the restaurant, he's eating all these pastries and things, and Rita's sitting there like, ugh. And she gives him the speech about the wretch, a concentric on his own.
Bobby.
Da, 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 da.
If I said, okay, I need to talk with you, and then you walk in there and I have a table filled with everything imaginable, and I'm being very much conceited and asshole-ish, wouldn't you be kind of annoyed with me?
Again, oh man, I feel like maybe I have to watch this movie again, but I don't feel like at that time he had...
This was very cocksure.
This was not day 3, though.
This is day 4.
Yeah, this is not the day when he abandoned the newscast.
No.
This is just like, he wakes up in the morning, he's like,
he abandons the cast on day 3.
Yeah. So this is day 4, so I'm like, again, unless he abandoned the cast again, I'm not sure why she was so angry that he's sitting there eating. Like, because I said, to her, at this point in time, he's just a coworker.
Right now, it doesn't look like she's angry to me, because I watched for this part on my most recent watch.
Okay.
No, know what it looks like? It looks like she's just incredibly annoyed with him.
Well, okay, there you go.
Disgusted
but why?
by him.
He's just her coworker.
Well, like I said, I floated this theory past you before, based on the outside material. We'll call it Universe T, because it's Universe Theater, that they had seen each other around, just not interacted, and that there was some sort of a connection.
Yeah, so I said the only reason she would be angry, she's acting like she's his wife, and she's angry that her husband is eating too much. Like, this is what you would see on a sitcom when the husband is eating and the wife's going, "Oh, honey, you're eating all of that. That's bad for your cholesterol. That's bad for your blood pressure, blah, 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 blah." But she's just a coworker to him. What the hell does she care? So obviously at that point in time, that leads me to believe she already had an interest in him because she cares about him, and she cares that he's acting in a way she thinks is not good for his health.
And then she lays down for him a roadmap of what she's looking for in a man.
Yep.
And that right now he's failing to meet her expectations.
Yep.
I'm down for that. I can kind of go with that.
But I think that was a different day when he asks her what she likes in a man, which I think I also...
No, it's the same day.
It is?
Yeah.
All
because
right. I should know this by now.
Or is it? It's because she goes a wretch. She's like...
No, it's not the same day, Randy.
No, it's not.
It's a different day.
day.
Come on,
You're
Randy.
right.
You've seen this like over 40 times now.
Yeah, 43, if not more, at this point. But keep in mind that the viewing we're talking about right now...
You were high.
I was on painkillers.
Keeping in mind, it's hard to watch this movie over and over.
Actually, I've hit the point now where, unless I'm actively engaging with it, time just passes by.
Because you see the end in sight at 52. That's why.
Remember that period of time where, for some reason, it was making me incredibly angry?
Mm-hmm.
Like, incredibly angry that we were watching this movie?
Mm-hmm.
And I realized, it's like, don't watch this after a stressful day at work.
Yep.
Watch it before you do everything else.
Open my notes back up.
No, I was just checking the time. Don't worry. Okay. So, fun fact, vermouth comes from wormwood, which was usually used to flavor the wine. Good going.
Oh, yeah. So that was the point. That was the point where I got lost in, like... And I started reading about vermouth, and then I just forgot about the movie. So, that's why I stopped watching that day.
And then you asked, and I'm like, warning, I'm about to swear again, people. I'm quoting Bobby here. How fucking fast did that bartender produce 2 sweet vermouths on the rock with a twist? Bobby, we've already discussed this. He's a looper, too. He's saving himself some time.
Right, he knows that they're going to order. I should have known that.
It's like, give us a sweet vermouth on the rock with a twist, please. He just pulls it out from underneath the table.
Can I get a single plum floating in perfume served in a man's hat? Here you go.
How do you know this? I am the best bartender you will ever meet for this one day.
Yep, that guy whips those 2 sweet vermouths with the rocks with a twist right out. So there you go. He must have had that prepped. Good bartender. Again, adding to his lore, he knows what's up. He knows that there's other loopers around.
So that's the end of day 1 of your watch there. Me just talking about my health issues with the medication I can take. So, in between Phil laughing at Rita and reciting a French poem, he had to spend at least a few days learning a few French words, so he took breaks during the Safe Scum Day.
Mm-hmm.
I think that was all part of the prep. I think he was grinding for experience. He got out his Le Bicherel and his French-English dictionary, and he learned himself some French. And then went to the library and... And that's not even a poem. That's lyrics from a song to begin with.
Yeah, as I'm saying, like, I don't think those are consecutive days back to back, because obviously he must have went out. He must be like, all right, went to the library, learned a couple of French words, learned how to pronounce them right.
Let's put it this way, Bobby. I'm chomping at the bit now to make it to the next episode, so I can bring in revelations about things now, how things might look, and we understand things, changes in how we understand things about this.
Well, there you go.
On with that, this was episode 43.
Oh, that was a fast episode.
That was 20 minutes of...
Good thing I wrote such detailed notes.
Yeah, you had some really good discussion points this week. So
Last week.
we'll be back with another exciting edition of Groundcast.
Yay.
Groundhog Day podcast.
That's
after
right.
This word
quick commercial
from
break.
our sponsors.
Right after this.
Quick, we need to get sponsors.
Wait, take that, you worm.
Oh, we don't talk about Wild Bones.
No, we don't.